you know my name. You think you know my story. But the truth? They buried it with me. Right there on the floor of Virginia Hill's Beverly Hills mansion. 2 bullets to the face. Lights out. But I'm not here for sympathy. I'm here to set the damn record straight. I was born Benjamin Siegel in Brooklyn, 1906. But the streets didn't care what name you had, just how fast you were with your fists and how cold your blood ran. I didn't crawl through life, I ran. With my best friend Meyer Lansky, we weren't just punks, we were architects, engineers of the underworld. They called me Bugsy, short for Bugs, crazy. I hated that name, hated it, but it stuck, like blood on concrete. We ran murder-for-hire gigs. Officially, it was the boys of the Bugs and Meyer mob. Unofficially, we were the damn foundation of what would become Murder, Inc. When the heat in New York started closing in, Lansky said, "Go west, Benny, build something." So I went to Los Angeles, not to retire, but to expand. The movies were gold mines, the stars, easy prey. They had everything, but they also had secrets. I started selling insurance to studio execs, protection from scandals, mistresses, affairs, and studio starlets who got in trouble. Hell, one of the biggest studios paid me $25,000 in hush money. You won't find that in their ledgers. But the FBI did, years later, hidden behind consulting fees. Forget what you saw in The Godfather. The real Hollywood was sewn together with razor wire. I had Jack Dragna in one hand, the Italian boss of Los Angeles, and Mickey Cohen in the other, my own pit bull. Dragna wanted the unions. I wanted the stars. But more than that, I wanted the future. You know how I funded part of the Flamingo, military surplus? Yeah, you heard me right. During World War II, I had a deal going through a third party. Forged contracts moving weapons-grade metal to non-existent factories. The profits, clean. The government, blind. I wasn't just selling vice, I was selling America's own war back to itself. They called Las Vegas a desert with lights. I called it the new Roman Empire. The Flamingo wasn't just a casino. It was an oasis of power, designed for politicians, crooks, movie stars, and war heroes to rub shoulders and lose everything. I poured everything into it. My soul, my guts, $6 million of the mob's money. It was supposed to open in 1946 with fireworks, Sinatra, and dames in feathers. But they didn't see what I saw. To them, I was burning money. To me, I was building the future. What they don't tell you is this. The Flamingo was sabotaged from inside. The unions Dragna ran? They stalled cement deliveries. Mickey Cohen's guys skimmed materials. Even Virginia, yeah, my girl, my red-headed bombshell, started funneling money back to New York. They thought I didn't know, but I did. I had my own men watching Virginia, watching the accountants. I just waited too long to act. In '47, I testified before a grand jury. Not for murder, but for skimming from a government defense contract. That's the part they never tell you. The feds were more afraid of me blowing open military secrets than they were of me being a mobster. The Vegas books were a sideshow. The real game? Who I was talking to. Senators, Navy contractors, even Howard Hughes's war production team. They sealed the court records, but I saw the transcripts. My name was next to the names of men who built warships. That's when I knew I was already dead. The night it happened, I was in the Beverly Hills house, Virginia's place. I was reading a newspaper, headlines about Israel becoming a nation. Funny, I once considered smuggling weapons to Zionist fighters. That's another story no one tells. I saw movement through the window. They didn't knock. They didn't yell. 2 shots, one to the eye. They say my eyeball landed on the floor like a marble. But let me tell you something. I never saw it coming. They pinned it on a money dispute, said I was reckless, a thief. But listen to me now. I built Las Vegas. I built Hollywood's underbelly. And I built a gateway between crime and capitalism so big, even the feds walked through it. You know who took over the Flamingo the day after I died? The boys from Cleveland, Mo Dallets. The casino went profitable within 6 months. Coincidence? Please. And Virginia? She flew to Europe the next day. The FBI stopped her in Switzerland, found accounts in her name holding $2.3 million. You won't find her convicted. You won't find a trial, just whispers. Some say she was in on it. Others say she loved me too much to know. All I know? She didn't come to the funeral. Today the Flamingo is still there. Neon, roulette, cigars, laughter, but underneath those tiles, my blood is in the foundation. They remember the gangster, the suits, the temper, but I was more than that. I was a visionary. I saw Vegas when it was sand and rattlesnakes, and I lit it on fire. You call me a thug? A killer? Fine. But don't forget I built an empire before they buried me. And if you walk into any casino tonight, raise a glass. Because without me, you'd still be gambling in basements. Benjamin Bugsy Siegel was murdered on June 20th, 1947. His killer was never caught. His dream still stands on the Las Vegas street.